the women's version of Huey Vaughan is Mila Coco Brown.
Welcome to the Insiders Audio Noughts. Pretty sure the world hasn't missed us, but let's hope some of our loyal listeners are happy to have us back. I've got myself, old man Duzza McBroady in the living room. I've had my evening burrito, glass of rosé, backyard, nude, hose on the grass, and I'm talking to a fellow mustacher. Matty Hayes, how are you, Matt?
I'm not bad. Yeah, this mustache is mental actually. This is about seven days old, and normally it takes me about 7 years to grow something like this. So I don't know if it's the weather or maybe at the age of 35 I've actually started puberty. I'm not sure. I reckon maybe the weather, puberty still avoiding me. But yeah, the mustache has come back from Mexico. That's where I've
Well,
been.
you reckon you got a little bit of like fertilizer seeping out of the nose on both sides, just making it
Yeah.
grow?
It could literally just be dirt.
Well, tell us. Well, I haven't gone anywhere, Matty. I've been sitting pretty. Oh, well, yes, I have. We'll get to that after. But well, I'll tell you straight away. But apart from, I've been driving from my house to cafe. I'm only surfing La Zestania. I'm not. It's that time of year where there's no use trying to surf anywhere else. But I did do a 24-hour little whooshka up to Paris last Thursday and saw one of my wife's favorite bands, System of a Down, in the Stade de France, like France's and Paris Saint-Germain's home stadium with 80,000 people. I think it was the only concert I can remember in my life being as good as that, I think, was Metallica in the Brisbane Entertainment Centre, where I saw with about seven mates. We drove down from Maroochydore, and I think we got on the LSD, but it'd be hard to remember. And that was pretty insane because at the time it was all of our favourite group, and that they were at their prime. They're still pretty good.
Yeah.
But the System of the Down, can you imagine 80,000 people? And the dude came from opera singing apparently, and it was a humpa, humpa. And sometimes it's so good to get away from surfing and remember, like in the line for my wife got a t-shirt. So in the line to get the t-shirt, we had this kid who was the ultimate geek. You could see he was a geek. Behind us, we had these two big dudes with tats, and it reminded me once again that music unifies and transverses different, like cultural and social economic mediums. The only people I noticed that weren't at this gig that I did mention during the night were the ultra rich tossers that we never want to see anyway, because they wouldn't go there unless they can get some sort of, good photo or something like that. Where the rest of the entire crowd, everyone was like smiling, and I think there was like a 15 to 20,000 meter person on the pitch.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa! There
It
would
was,
have there was a surfer there. This kid that I know, Bell sponsors him, Louis Pupinel. He was there, and I saw his mum the next night at. I'm name dropping. They did a little thing for Leo at the Joe and Joe, the hotel down here.
yeah.
And I was in there, and one of the guys that I used to work with at Euroguys, Tommy, said to me, "Oh, Louis was there." And then I saw his mum, and she said, "I saw you last night," like as a
Mm.
joke, because. But I think surfers were traditionally always into that sort of music, and
Yeah.
apart from that, I've been nowhere. But you've been somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. I went to Mexico, but not much to report back. That was a not a surf trip. That was a relaxing holiday with the better half.
Mexico.
Yeah, but it was amazing. Like obviously the World Cup's on out there, and that's the other thing is being around people and the place like was showing the games and there was nobody on
Hey,
mobile
didn't
phones.
England play Mexico?
We
Was that
England
your
beat
last match?
England beat
3-2.
Mexico
Sick.
two days after I left actually. So I'm kind of glad I wasn't there for that. But yeah, incredible holiday. Not really anything to do with surfing, but was amazing as well, and a lot
Where in Mexico, matey?
in Tulum,
Tulum.
which is basically the opposite side to where waves are.
Okay.
At
Oh,
that
you got to
time,
do it sometimes. You got to please the missus. Happy wife, happy life.
I was glad about it as well. Sometimes, I was going to speak about this. Sometimes you need to step away from this like bubble of the surf world.
Oh, you sure do, matey.
I
Yeah, it's
realized
essential. It's essential.
I realized these things that we see as like super cool or really core or like like for example, I've got quite a lot of Florence stuff, and when if I'm wearing like a Florence top and I go down to like the Quickie Festival or you go to a surf event or whatever, you're kind of like, oh yeah, I'm in Florence. People see you in Florence, like, and it's like quite a cool
Or
brand to
you're
be
looking
in.
at you're looking at what other people are wearing and stuff like
Yeah,
that, and then you go somewhere like you went. People don't get an absolute flying F.
you could have asked every single person in that surf in that resort that I went to, do they know what Florence is? And they would be like, nah, like something to do with the town in Italy. Like people literally thought I was because I wore one day I wore a top that had Florence across the black back, and someone that night was like, "Oh, we didn't realize you was English. We thought you was from Italy." That's literally what they said to me, and I was like, "This bubble that we live in is tiny. It is tiny, and it's like crazy sometimes." So it was really nice to be able to kind of put some perspective behind it, but also came back absolutely frothing. Like hadn't surfed for like the 10 days. Surfed the day before I went. The day I got back, local beach here, 2 foot on shore, but warm, obviously it's summer. And I was frothing and I had a fun as surf, like in shitty waves. And I was like, I would probably wouldn't have been that frothing if I hadn't had that break away from it as well. So it's all worth it.
So warm. You're talking. What are you in? A 3-2.
Free to, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
3-2. What's the water like? 18 or something?
I think Cornwall is like 16, 17. I don't think it
Okay.
gets too mental
Much
down
warmer
here.
than that.
Um, I'll just double check, but
Just checking because I think for a European summer, I think we're going on.
18, sorry.
I think we could be. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think we could be going on record for the hottest summer ever.
Yeah.
Uh, we'll get that. We'll get back to that in one of our environmentally conscious issues, which who really cares about that? In the meantime, like we do, but what are we going to say? That's my point. Is what like all we can do individually is vote.
Yeah, considering
Try
I've
and
just
help.
flown to Mexico and back, I can't be preaching too much about uh the efficiencies of the planet being more sustainable. But the 10, 11 days we were away, we did drop an episode in between that was scheduled that was just a little one that I recorded with the UK Surf and Skate Expo. So you guys haven't missed us too much, but we do have a lot to talk about.
Well, to start with, I don't think it's even worth mentioning the rest of the Brazilian comp.
Nor do I. It's not
No, it
even on
was
my
pretty
list.
lame. But what's interesting is where it's left us with with Leo in the yellow jersey, as they like to now rip off the cyclist. But there's nothing wrong with that. He's number one, which has always been a thing in surfing since I was a kid. Whoever's leading at the tour at the time, because you know I started probably reading surf magazines when I was 10, and that would have been 81. MR was world champ, and there was always a part towards the back, like who's leading the tour. Well, yeah, first European male to ever lead the tour. He's come under the radar, and he's got three gnarly, goofy world champs right behind him. He's coming into well, actually, best time of year for him to ever be leading the tour kind of thing because he gets 6 or 7 weeks of what are we going to call it? Publicity, of positive confidence, of everyone patting you on the back. He won an event, and then he comes second. Oh yeah, he has come second before, hasn't he? Runner up twice at Pipe, so
Yeah,
pretty rad, and he deserves it. He's ripping, mate. He's ripping.
he is. He is. My only thought on it, and I don't know if this is like I'm not trying to rain on his parade or anything. But you're in a league, right? You're in a season. When if a football
Yeah.
team is
Yeah,
top of
I
the
thought
league,
about this too, Matty, as well, by the way.
it's a little bit like you're celebrating being top of the number one. Great. He's number one by I think like less than 100 points, which is absolutely nothing, by the way. And um and well, it was halfway through the season, and now it's not halfway through the season. It's slightly
Yeah,
less than halfway through the season.
there is a long way to go.
Long way to, and don't get me wrong, he's good at pipe, he's good at chopes, he's good at cloud break. He's pretty well rounded at there's not a weak spot for him. He's even pretty good in the pool. So I am super stoked for him. I want him to be world title. I want him to win the world title more than anyone else on that tour for so many reasons. But I also think to myself, you can't celebrate halfway through a season.
Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. But I did say that to
But
someone the other night at Joe and Joe, like the dude that kind of discovered him, Thomas Porte, who was like, a French champ at the time, and he saw him surfing in the south of Portugal, down in the Algarve, when he was about 11, and he come in, and Thomas said, "Go back out and get a couple of waves for me. I just want to film you quickly and send it to Belly," and he was like, "I'm tired," and he went back out, he ripped, etc. But I said to Thomas, and he said, "Yeah, I kind of know what you mean because I'd just seen some sort of footage of him coming into Italy, and it kind of looked, I don't know if you saw that, kind of looked like he'd won the world title. But
at the end, yeah.
Like what Thomas said to me, like he may never be in this position ever again. So if you
Yeah,
don't celebrate it now, you're going to look back, imagine in 10 years, 15 years time and go, shit, I could have celebrated it. And one thing's for sure is it's coming from his sponsors as well. It's just not coming from him. It's coming
of
from his
course.
sponsors,
And
coming from his agent, whatever.
of course, and he is super professional. Like Leo is one of the he doesn't leave stones unturned. You hear it all the time and you see it all the time. He works super hard on every aspect and he's completely deserving of it and he's deserving to celebrate it. It was just a little bit to me like I'm very, very superstitious. And to me it's a little bit like
Yes, I
jinxing yourself.
understand. Me too.
Like Jake Marshall five five or so years ago had a qualification party the night before he qualified, and then he ended up not qualifying because of someone else's freak result at pipe. And I
There you
was
go.
like, you just jinxed yourself fully. It's probably not even a thing that I'm talking about, but still, it's sick that Leo is world number one. While we're on the WSL, what do you think about Cloud9?
Oh, we'll get to that because we can't be 100% misogenic. Who's leading the women's Mr. Stats? Is it Carissa?
I believe it's Gabriella Bryant.
I'll go with Vine. I'm wondering if I hate to be a conspiracy. There's a little bit of a Carissa push this year. I mean, she's a fantastic surfer. She goes frontside, backside. I'm just feeling a little bit too much annoyance at the non-stop like reference to mother. She's working with a mother. Like fucking, how many mothers in the world are going back to work a month after they have their kids, 6 weeks back in? Business women, accountants, everything, because they have to. Otherwise, they're going to lose their career
Mhm.
because you take a few months off. But she's still ripping. I don't think she's nowhere near as good as Molly or Katie backside in tubes. But sometimes it doesn't mean much that if you're not getting on the right waves. Let's see how the Pacific treats her. And what was your question before I went on my own monologue?
Well, no, I think you was right to include the girls. Gabriella Bryant is leading it. Carissa is second in the world, which I personally will say I didn't see coming.
She's ripping.
But
She's
great.
ripping.
But at the same
Steph's a
point,
long way out of
half,
the picture.
halfway through the season, so who knows? But yeah, my
Who knows?
question before that was big news while we were having our small break. WSL have announced that they are introducing a new event this year and next year, and they're going to Cloud9 in the Philippines. Um, kind of wanted to get your thoughts on the like, firstly, before we talk about actual that wave. what do you think it even does it even matter to you that they've added an event mid-season? Do you think it's a
I
bit
just
weird
think
or
it's really weird at an event mid-season when personally, just a sec, Matty. Shh, I'm in a very important the whole world's listening to me, boys podcast. So I think that the CT didn't need another event. I think the Challenger Series needs an event more than anything in the world. So like I really don't get that. I can't get my head around that. Like so
I think for me
back to your question, I think Cloud Nine is a sick as hell wave. What I looked at what the season was, it was like April to October, where they're doing it when?
November.
November. So it's straight after the main season. So let's hope they still get sell. Uh, Got a feeling that there'll be a press release over the next month or so saying that the wave pool got shafted,
Yeah, that's it.
which doesn't hurt me either because I mean, like, who in the world, like, not that many people like the wave pool event, even though I was one of, weirdly enough, I was one of them because I just think it identifies a surfer that can handle the pressure the most because everyone's on the same playing field. But I just keep thinking cloud nine, anything from 3 to 6 foot. Like I'm kind of thinking if he wasn't having such a dud of a year, Jack Griff, just tube maestro who can go out.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think you nailed it on top of it on the head. Like this,
And Molly and Katie, them two.
yeah, yeah, definitely a more progressive. Like I think I also reluctantly, but will say it, I think Tia at a wave like that,
Yeah,
Tia
sure.
is
We'll soon see if they can backdoor a pit because that's what it's going to be about. Not being on the shoulder in the pit. Backdoor the pit, come out, finish the wave.
that's why I think that's why I say Tia because it's a bit Frenchy that wave, isn't it? It's
It's a bit
like
Frenchy. She's young. She's not going to be scared of the reef.
um
Someone like Lakey Peterson and the others, they're just going to melt. Steph might go pretty good too. I reckon Molly. I'd be putting Molly, Katie, because she's just little. She's tiny. She's little. She'll make
yeah, I
every
mean
barrel look big.
she'll make everybody and she's also phenomenal at going frontside barrels and in the air and will do some cool carves or laybacks on that end section. I definitely also think again you've nailed it. Like the end of the day, what's worse, 13 events in the season or the wave pool getting cancelled and then you've only got 11 when you've promised everybody a 12 event season. Like if you promise people 12 events and you deliver 13,
Yeah,
amazing.
but even then, I would reckon even then, like the wave pool gets cancelled, people just say, there's a war
Yeah.
on and people didn't want it anyway, and it was still a pretty decent season. I would have given that event to the challengers, which is the most shit poor,
But then
useless looking schedule I've ever seen in my life.
I do agree, but then I do also think if they announce that as the Challenger Series event, then people will be going, why is it not on the World Tour? Like it's an amazing wave, blah blah blah. So, but I also don't understand why they couldn't, why you've just said the season's April to October. Why is the Chang not going there in October beforehand? Like,
They should be giving the Chang straight away, Haleiwa and Sunset.
well, yeah,
Boom. Finish
and
the
that,
year off. That'd make
100%.
everything good.
Yeah,
That'd make everything
again,
good. Unless there's some sort of sick left at that time of year. What are we looking at? Northern Hemisphere, Mandaka. Nah, they're not going to do that, but it's not consistent
that
enough.
time of year is going to be too
Um,
cold though, isn't it? They don't go anywhere that's cold, so it would have to be.
it's a pity they don't like imagine October, like don't have Irish stick their finger in our eye. Bundoran.
Well, yeah, like
I mean,
yeah,
the Irish are already selling out all their peaks that I don't know if they care or mean to, with 50,000 videos on Mullamore every 15 minutes. They may as well get a changer up in Bundoran.
but they may as well get a Chang at
Bring in a bit of
Hossegor.
tourism. Huh?
May as well get a Chang at Hossegor,
Yeah, well, they tried that, dude. Quicksilver didn't want it. They said, we want the CT or nothing. And
yeah,
they said, we'll take you nothing, you
which is
pack
fair
of
enough.
filthy animals. Yeah, that was a bit
Um,
weird.
other WSL news, the really early that they've done it, but they've announced the wildcards for, or some of the wildcards for Chopes.
Well, it's not that early. It's the next event, dude. It's in, let's say from now, it's the what, 7th or 8th of August. That's what, 4 or 5 weeks ago. Kelly, what are your thoughts? I think good on
Kelly,
him. Perfect. He was going to get one this year anyway.
yeah, I actually think they're the perfect wildcards. So it's Kelly, and then Emio has won the trials, and so has that young lady who they call Miss Chopu. I've forgotten her name.
And so how do you feel now going to sleep when you're, what's his name? Poor old young Oscar Berry, who hasn't got through a heat all year, despite people saying he's kind of ripping and hoping he's going to get through. Boom. Which one of them two do you want to pull in your first round? Who would you rather, Kelly or Emio?
Literally, like as weird as it sounds, you'd probably want Kelly.
You, I reckon, depending on the size, if it's under 6 foot, I'd want Emio.
Have you?
No, I
So,
don't know who I'd rather. I just
but
think Emio won't compete as well for it because he'll be going gung ho, and Kelly will.
it's it's
I can't
already
see Kelly losing that first heat against anyone.
it's already set though, isn't it? Oscar Berry's got Ramsey,
Oh,
and
that's better. He's
it's
pretty hard though.
Emio's got Seth Moniz,
Oof, that's a
and
hell heat.
Kelly's got Eli Hanneman.
Well, Kelly's through. That could be the heat of the comp, Emio and Seth, no matter how big it is, because Seth's insane. If there's
Yeah,
one event of the year, apart from Pipe, that I'd say, okay, this is something that Seth can do, it would be there. Even though he wouldn't have surfed as much as Emio. So Emio, if it's over 4 foot, I'd say Emio or what could, oh no, you'd never say wipe the floor with him, but
I think it depends. If it's kind of big but slow, then I worry for wild cards because like
you know what? Eli Hanneman charges pipe, man,
yeah, he
and
does.
he's a micro dot. So even if it's 4 foot, he's got a good chance against him. And if it's bigger than 4 foot, he's still good. But like Kelly's the greatest backhand tube rider of all time.
Yeah,
Yeah, of all time. You can't say John Johnson's better than him yet because he never won as many.
Kelly's a joke, and you know the worst thing about that is him as a wild card with no pressure on him. He's just going to be it's going to be one of those ones where he's going
There
to
is pressure on him. He's always got pressure on himself because he still wants to be the best. There is. He'll say there's no pressure on him, but there kind of is, honestly.
yeah. I mean, in a way there is, but also like I don't know. I think Kelly's so dangerous if he's having fun as well.
And Emio's got pressure on him too because he's
Yeah.
been trying the last 10, 15 years to actually get some sort of who's he even sponsored by now? Wolf Mother or some one of those weird American monster
Um,
dog or something.
I don't know. I don't know if he's part of that Black
That
Bear
one
Surf
that
Club.
what's the one that Peter Mellon all them? Oh, they get money off him. I shouldn't be mocking them, but
Is it the Black Bear Surf Club? Those ones or whatever it is.
no, it's not that. There's
Here we
some
go.
other brand.
Oh, he's Amio last year was Tenore. I don't know if that's still going or not,
Oh,
but
who knows about that?
um,
That brand.
it's hard to say.
Tenore, the brand that you don't even know what it is. It's just
Well,
let's try and make money.
still on the sticker, still on the nose of his board on the 28th of June. So we're going to say he's with Tenore and he's with CI. So,
Tenore. He's still
but
waiting on the checks to come in, I guess. So like,
amazing.
there's pressure on him because he needs mainstream. He needs mainstream like recognition. He's got a couple of 100K, hasn't he? Or is it more? Have a look. Have a look.
I don't think
Oh,
he needs. I don't think he needs too much mainstream recognition anymore. I think he's a
he's got that many followers that actually can make a living out of it. Like, who else in the world can drop stuff like that?
yeah.
You see
Amio's
the
got
last one he dropped? Did you see the
he's got
400? Look at that book.
445,000.
Who on the tour's got that?
Well, yeah, like. but he's probably got more than half the tour. Did you
Okay, so I
see?
didn't see the new. I'm going to have a look at the new. What's this? Is a drone shot of him. This must have been in the trials, eh? He's got a red shirt on. He's paddling around. Here comes an absolute death slab coming his way, and straight into the pit. Double pump foam ball. I'd give that a 10. I would. And he
He
gave it about 15 claims, like a rapper.
he
But if you look at the third post along from the top, viewers, check that out, man. Like, no wonder he's got 450. It's just he.
he got
Would you describe him as a daredevil?
yeah, 100%. He's a nut job.
He's
Um,
a daredevil.
he's broken his. I think he's broke his back there twice, and he's still doing it.
Twice.
Like,
He's like
um,
that dude in The Alpinist. Have you seen that film?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it,
It's
and
insane. Pretty heavy, by the
he
way. Like,
I think his run in the comp, he got one heat, he got a 9.73 and a 9.4 or something like that, and he had like 19.1 points. And then I think in the final he had 19.73. I think he had a 10 and a 9.7. He was untouchable. There was a few tens that went down in the comp. Like I was watching it in Mexico.
yeah,
It's
you
quite
watch
nice.
the
But
CT, man. It'll be 3, 4 foot for the week. They're
yeah,
having a dogger of a
hopefully
year,
not.
and when
But
it goes dog, it never turns to cat.
well, let's see. But pretty good WSL news, I guess, on both fronts. So um, that was pretty cool.
Tell
Um,
you what, I wanted to bring up left of centre.
yes.
Russie Burke's best of surfing over the last 10 years. My God, he's unreal. He's just unreal. Like he's like Emio. It's the same thing. There's another daredevil, but he
Yeah.
goes right and left at different spots all around the world, and every single time, and he can actually pretty well surf. He rips the bag out of it, even on a. Let's put him out at what was it at Raglan 4 foot. He'll rip. Maybe
Yeah.
not like make a heat on the CT, but he'll rip.
Still rips.
But
Yeah, for sure.
put him in a 10, put him in a 6 to 20 foot left or right, and he's top five in the world.
Yeah, he's another one of those nutcases. He's up like completely fair play for what he does.
And chill. He's chill. I'm adopting that adjective from everyone under 25 in the world. He's chill, man. He doesn't talk himself up.
Well, you would be chill if if you spend your life like throwing yourself over fucking 20
Uh,
foot ledges.
I
Um,
reckon I'd be a little bit nervous.
I don't know, maybe,
Probably
but
get me life
um,
insurance premiums in.
I haven't seen that. Obviously, I've seen a lot of his surfing over the years, but I haven't seen the
You would have
best of.
seen, well, you will have seen every one of his edits, but it's
Yeah,
fantastic to see them all in one hit. I was just like,
I did watch a few things that I wanted to speak about. I don't know if you've watched them, so here is this is us live. Like fuck it.
I've watched
Um,
everything, Matt.
the first one I sent it to you yesterday. William A. Lotti does a board review at Ujon Bakur in
I didn't even see you send me that, but
Sumatra.
that's good. I'll check it out. I love William.
It's amazing. He speaks really well about the boards. The boards from Ryan Lovelace look fucking
So he's back.
sick.
He's back at his pack. What sort of he's the best sponsor in the world? He gets. I forgot to talk to him about this. I'm going to ask him. He gets free accommodation at no can do villas. Like just
Yeah, he's not even at
he
Candy for
goes
this.
to he goes to Kanduis for a few months, free accommodation out front, and has crew filming.
Yeah, and for this, he's not at Kandui.
Oh right.
He's in Sumatra. He's at Ujon Bakur, which is where I was last March. He surfs Sumatran pipe and he surfs Ujon Bakur, which is this really long left, super good left. Um, and he gets a variety of waves. It's not just him surfing waves. He's talking about the boards.
So what
It's
is it? 4 different Lovelaces.
yeah, um, yeah, two like a completely new model, the Sample, a satellite, and then a step up satellite. Really,
Oh, well,
really
that's
good.
pretty sick. I'm keen to watch
Definitely.
that. Did you see the one I sent you, which was the dudes? There's this ship captain. taking them around. Was it Alaska? Or was it Norway?
I haven't watched it. You sent it to
That's
me.
sick. That's sick. We'll try and put it. Try and put a link onto it for our next thing. So it's this ship captain dude, and he's on a longboard, and then they've got like three or four no-name dudes just surfing as cold as you can get, pumping insane waves, and like there's a bear on the beach at one stage after they've come back from their session, and it's pumping, and it's just them, and you're watching that, you're thinking. That'd be honestly that'd be the best one of the best trips of anyone's lives just because of the scenery, then being able to surf all time perfect pumping waves with
Yeah,
basically no one out except for yourself. The only thing is the cold water and then get back to the boat. But they seem to be having fun with that too.
yeah. I need to
Surfing's
watch
just the
it, and then
most crazy sport, man.
it is. And then I feel like we'll talk about these now to tell people to watch them, and then we'll probably do deeper dives into them. But um, Defect, which is the new Former film, filmed over like 3 years worth of footage. It's fucking amazing.
So is that
And
out? So is that out?
yes, and James Custantino's the last part in it.
Okay, that's sick. I'm going to watch that. And you did say we are going to do a, but it's never going to happen, I don't think. And we're a little bit behind it. You did say we were going to do a full episode, but we get a bit excited, listeners, on, was it ritualistic tendencies or something? The
That's it.
quickie
Yeah.
one? Yeah, that's an
No.
insane one to watch too. That's just insane. Just because of that Mexico section and everything, it's worth it's worth watching without having to listen to us talk about for a full hour. I just think like from you've just mentioned James Custinos. How do you say his name?
Yeah, I think it's James Custino. Yeah.
Him, Surfin's in a good place. You got him. You got Huey Vaughan. I mean, wow. Like, I mean, let's say last 6 or 7 years. When it comes to prodigies, the women's side of the world seem to kind of take over a little bit, which is like we talked about this earlier this year. You got someone like Katie Simmons, who maybe still is the biggest thing in women's surfing, but is she? All of a sudden, she comes through. She come behind Caroline Marks, who was winning like I think US Open and stuff like that, and those sort of things when she was 13 or 14. Because like gymnasts, young girls blossom into women and physical supremacy earlier because they mature quicker. So you had Caroline Marks, boom, Molly at the same time, but a little bit behind. Katie, Erin Brooks, Tia. There's someone else. That's five already.
Well,
You know,
Sierra Kerr.
Sierra Kerr's not even there. Like five or six prodigies that are lighting up the world. And the men's side, it just seemed to be like the young crew had no chance against the maturity and physical prowess of, let's say, Yago Doro, Gabriel Medina, and stuff like that. But honestly, I think Huey Vaughan is the next, or already is the next supreme
I think,
surfing being, and
yeah,
Christina's the next supreme style master.
yeah, those two, and I think to be completely honest with the conversation about the women's version of Huey Vaughan is Mila Coco Brown, and she's
Okay, yeah, yeah. She's insane as well,
in
isn't she?
in
She
the
barrel
ritualistic
writes better than
tendencies.
the whole tour.
In the ritualistic tendencies, she is off the chain of how good she is. She sends it. She absolutely eats it on some mental waves and is just back out. Um, yeah, she's on a level. She for me is the female Huey.
Is she even going to do? I mean, I guess she is going to try and qualify.
Have no idea.
At the
Same as
moment, it
like
doesn't really matter because we're seeing her surfing, and that's
yeah,
probably, like you put her a wild card. Honestly, there you go. There's a wild card for Cloud Nine.
yeah. Put her at
She'll
Cloud9. Fuck
she'll straight to the final unless she runs
yeah.
up against Katie early.
And I think yeah, and I think again you're right. James Custantino and Huey. are the kind of shining lights in that free surf space. I mean, like obviously you've got Dana.
Who he can do it in comps, man. Board Riders final. I watched him heat after heat, even the final,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
clutch score with 30 seconds to go.
Literally.
So,
Yeah.
and I heard him in a little interview. I think it was a not Ain't That Swell podcast where he was saying, "Look, dudes, I don't want to go on tour yet. I want to get bet. I want to be. He wants to be the best he can be. So when he comes on tour, there's no mucking around. He probably
Yeah.
come on
And
tour
I
and go
heard
straight for the title or something like that."
absolutely. And I heard like he Stab High, which is a competition that he won, he took it very seriously. He wasn't out drinking the nights before and the nights in between the events. Like
Well, he's
he was
only barely 18, but that doesn't stop a lot of other
no, he
young
sends
players.
it. I mean, I've seen him at the Quickie Festival when he is having fun and he goes full ham. Like him and I've kind of been to a party with him and Lungy and had quite a fun time with both of those. And he fully sends it, but I think he started to realize like he walked away from the stab thing with 30K in 4 days, like because he took it seriously.
Dude, this
Like
kid does not have 1 millimeter of fat on his body.
no,
Not
legit.
1 millimeter. Like you
But
could
he
throw a tennis ball at him and it'd just bounce straight off, mate.
but he did
He's
do it.
skinny, but it's also skin muscle, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
like
I mean,
he
he done
probably
a
surfs
podcast.
8 hours a day.
He done a podcast with Stab, and he done a film a couple of years ago where you spend a day with him, and he's eating sweets and drinking chocolate milk and eating burgers and all sorts of
Yeah, but
shit.
imagine the kilojoules he's burning off.
But he said on this podcast that he done like earlier this year, he's stopped that. Like he still eats loads, but he's more conscious of what he's eating. He's not just filling himself up with rubbish. Even he said he eats loads because he surfs all day, but he's not filling himself up with shit, which is good on him because you want him to have a long, long career um, in the free surf. I personally just want him to free surf and put out films like he is.
While we're talking about free surfs, Matty, we did touch on this a few episodes ago where you were a little bit worried about our poor mate Torren Martin getting enough mainstream support because Stab don't do anything about him. I had a quick little look through his statistics on YouTube, man. That which was it was the boat one, Calippo?
Clipped it,
It's
yeah,
got, yeah, it's got over 2 million views, man. Or was it more? He's like, there's daylight and second when it comes to quality video uh, output
yeah,
from Don Martin. I think he's the leading film star over the last 10 years because if you go through all the way back to, I think it was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life when he went to Mexico and he surfed those Cicero or something he called it, those right hand points where he's getting barreled on those long twin pins, all the way to his recent one that we watched, which was in Tassie, where him and his mate they're on that boat, and on top of that, doing like environmentally conscious things, which he's just into. Like, I think more people in the mainstream have seen Tom Martin than the rest of the top 44, or even is it 34 combined,
probably
apart
so,
from Medina.
absolutely. And the other quality film, which we'll have to pick up at another time, um, Billabong have just dropped a film called Merge. Jai Glinderman's part in it is messed up.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. He has got like he's up there in the world's best surfing styles at the moment, isn't he?
I think he's on a Neil Purchase Jr. quartet as well. I think he's on a cool board and he's in some solid waves.
I wondered if it wasn't some sort of weird mongrel prize L because he was sponsored by them at the moment. I think he'll just take
JS
anything.
now.
Okay, there you go. He's just jumps like a pack of cards. But thanks for having me, Matty.
Thank you. We're back. More to come. And yeah, no
We'll do
stopping
one
us.
we'll do one before the end of the week, and I'll give you a big au revoir with that.
A big au revoir. Speak soon.
You.
You